Right here in our studios by Jason Marczak. He is the Deputy Director of the Adrienne Arsht Latin America Center at the Atlantic Council. Welcome back to the program, Jason.
Thanks, Susan. Great to be here.
So we just heard our reporter saying there that these protests have been going on for over a month. This is nothing new. Why are people so upset right now? They had a chance to do away with her in the last election in October.
Yeah, she squeaked by the last election, beating out her challenger just by a very marginal amount, and now her popularity has fallen to about 13%, and that is really pretty much rock bottom as far as low as it can get. And I think the reason is because the Petrobras scandal. The scandal came out right before the election. There was a magazine that broke the story, and many people didn't think that it was going to be as big as it's turned out to be, and it has been. And she's tried to respond, but her response has been, I think, a little bit too slow. She's put forward some new anti-corruption measures in Congress, but still, it's not enough of what the people want. And at the same time, and this is not involving politicians, but a couple of weeks ago, then there's another corruption scandal with the tax agency too, where equivalent to 3/5 of the bill of what Brazil paid for the World Cup games has been embezzled in the tax agency in the last 10 years.
So there's really nothing to link her to this scandal in the investigation at this point. So people are obviously really upset with the economy and what's in their wallet.
Yeah, they're upset with the economy. I mean, she's not linked to the scandal. I mean, her party politicians in her party are linked to the scandal. Her coalition partner, the PMDB, the head of the Senate and the head of the Chamber of Deputies, are being investigated as part of the scandal. But there's no grounds, as your report said, there's no grounds for impeachment. At the same time, though, the Brazilian economy has always been strong. But now you have inflation creeping up, unemployment creeping up, and growth projections of now about 1% for this year.
All right, so there's nothing they can do to push for an impeachment. So are their protests falling on deaf ears? What else could they do more productive?
Well, I think that the protests are not falling on deaf ears. I mean, Dilma is reacting to the protests. There were the last protest, 2 million people. Today, probably somewhere around 600,000 or so were on the streets protesting, and so she's trying to respond to those protests and putting forward the legislation, the anti-corruption measures and whatnot. But there is a real feeling that that the scandal is Dilma she wasn't working. She was at Petrobras, in charge during the scandal, and so even though it hasn't gotten to her, she's seen as being very indirectly involved. But again, there are no grounds for impeachment.
All righty, Jason Marczak with the Atlantic Council. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks, Susan.
Appreciate it.